Hello YouTubers, this is it. We're going to redo the video for the penn 525 GL, the non-mag version. All it's got is that clicker on the side. So, I did one before and the video just went corrupt and it wouldn't come out of the camera. So I did it with a couple of still shots and a little video I took off my phone, which was alright, but you really couldn't see anything. So here we go. Everything's going to come off in order. The first part is a locking screw. Goes in number 1. That's how I do it. Then you don't forget. First one off goes in there, second one off comes in there. Third, fourth, until you've run out of parts. Then you take your clutch apart and you put all your washers in there. When you come to rebuild it, you start from 9 and work backwards to 1. You should have no parts when you're finished. So, here we go. Spanner. It's a little bit hard because I'm having to work from the back of the camera so you can see it. We'll just take that off. That goes in number 3. The rear handle comes off, goes in number 5. Star drive comes off. Eventually. That, with the giant washer, goes in number 6. Then we come to the fun part. Pull that halfway up. Then undo the 2 screws. Trying to keep it in focus while I'm doing it. Put them in number 7. Good, in it. Right. Now that ring should come off there quite nice. I say it should. Doesn't want to play today. That was in number 8. Now then, this has 2 more locking pins there. Some of it on the back side as well. But you get 2 there, you get 2 there, and this one hasn't got it because somebody, before I bought it, has lost that one that sits in there. So don't try and take that ring off of here without looking to see if that screws in, because you'll strip it. And we'll get it all the way out. I'll put them 2 in number 9. Then that should just pop off nicely. That there is your gear sleeve in there. No, sorry, your anti-reverse bearing in there. Your gear sleeve is still on the gear. So if you put that one in number 10, That gear sleeve then, that's the only thing that works your clutch. When that star drive turns down, it pushes that down onto your clutch and tightens your clutch up. When you slacken it off for your fighting drag, that's all it is, just pressure on them drags there, on them washers there. So you can take that off, and I put that on number 1 again. Then this is the nice bit. There you have 2 little springs that hold your yoke down with your pinion gear. That sits on top of your spool with a T-bar underneath there, just underneath there. Them springs go under tension under that and hold it down, so when that slides up and down with your ratchet, that lifts it up and down to knock it out of gear. That's all it works. Simple. Brilliant piece of kit, but dead simple. It just looks hard. Right, them 2 springs go there. Then you can take your pinion gear out and your yoke. Your yoke's fell out there. And then your pinion gear. And take the main drive gear off first. That would help. We'll put that to one side because we're going to empty that of all the clutch washers in a minute, and we're going to re-grease it and build it back up for it to sit back on that drive shaft. Right, now your pinion gear should lift off of the end of the shaft on your spool, and that's your spool shaft there. Right, so we'll put that there, and then that is your jack. When you flick that lever, that pushes that jack up and down, so it lifts that pinion gear up and down off that spline, and then it knocks it out and in the gear. So we'll take that out and we'll put that there. Well, we'll put that anyway because I know where they go. We just like 1 to 9, 1 to 10, then start again 1 to 10. You'll run out of bits eventually. So what we need to do now is just get some WD, give that a quick spray. And we'll wipe all the old grease off that with all the snotty bits of sand and shit that's got in it. There you go. That should now spin lovely. When I oil it and grease it, that'll be a whizzer. Yeah. So that's got all the bits of crap out of it. Get it off the sliders so it slides all right. And there you have your work inside of your reel basically clean. Just a little bit of WD-40 there, but that's not going to hurt it. Clean that off. And there you go. That now just wants oiling and greasing. That'll come out of the other side when I do the other side, and we'll grease that bit there. But yeah, that's hunky dory. Now that I have a little pot of extra thin oil, I'll put that on there. And then lock it all in. There you go. Job's a good one. Right, until we do the other side, that basically is done now. So what we need to do is start and clean all this lot up. Get all the old grease off. And when you put this back on, it only fits one way, because you see the flat ends inside the tube? That has a flat cut into it, and that slides onto it. Yeah? Right. That's one done. We'll just put a bit of WD-40 on there. And clean all this. That's your yoke. That sits on the two pegs with the two springs. The two springs sit on top of there when the pegs go through the hole. Right? Right. Could do with a scourer actually, get that bit of bunk off there. But should be fine. Pinion gear. That, as you can see, has a recess cut into it. That's because it sits in the yoke, and when it's in and you put that lever backwards and forwards and that jack goes up and down, that lifts it up off that pin, and that makes your line free spool. And then when you put the lever back, that drops underneath them two springs, pushes it down, and that sits on the end of your spool and puts it back in the drive. Brilliant piece of kit. So simple. So that's that one. Now that's your jack. That slides up and down and lifts everything up on them two knobs. You see them there? When that's in your reel, you move your lever backwards and forwards, and that moves it backwards and forwards, which lifts your yoke up and down, which lifts your pinion gear off that spline. Dead easy. A decent engineer should be able to knock one of these up if he's got all the measurements. But yeah. Right, that's all the crap off them. Now then, let's have a look at the star drive. That's pretty clean. We can just give it a quick wipe with some WD-40 on that rag. Come on. And then we'll give that a wipe. Get all the sand out of the back of that. It's amazing sand, it gets everywhere. It's as rough as hell, but you try getting it out of anywhere. It's a pain in the ass. That's it. And then we'll do the outer housing. Right. That's the lever I keep telling you about that moves that up and down. That slot fits that peg. So when you move it, that's all it does, it moves that peg up and down there. Yeah, dead simple. Right. Just give all that a nice wipe out. Keeping it in shot, hopefully. Right. What happened there? I thought something fell out, it did. That's the anti-reverse bearing. That does come out. So we'll give that a clean as well. There it is. That will only let your gear lever, gear shaft turn one way. It always stops it going back the other way. That's why you have to knock it out of gear to cast. Otherwise, when you cast, your handle will be going around like Joe. So it knocks it out of gear. And it stops it from going round like Billy Whiz. There you go, that's nice and clean now and inside. I don't know if you can see that. Got a glint of blue where the WD-14 goes. Right. Now then, anti-reverse bearing. Put that back with that one, because it fits with that one. Now then, we get to the interesting bit. Clutch washers. Take your top one off, put it in number 1. Take the next one off, put it in number 2. Take your first metal washer off. If it'll come, put it in number 3. Then get your first fingerboard washer, put it in number 4. Your second drive washer, it has 2 tabs on it, which sits in them 2 grooves. That basically what makes your clutch work. It all compresses down onto that, and that turns with that. So that, with all the others that are compressed onto it, make your spool turn. Put that in 5. Right, just let me get a screwdriver. Now, take your next fibre washer out. They're HT100s then. Most of the pen reels work on HT100s. Then you've got your next steel washer. Then you've got your next fibre washer. Then, underneath, you've got a spacer. Now, when you put it back on, that side's round and that side faces down because it has a square, and that locks on. Right, just let me, you see that shaft? The shaft has a square side, both sides of that, and that fits onto it like that. Now, your drive gear, beautiful piece of kit, solid brass. There you go. We'll start with cleaning that up. Here. Right. And then we'll have a go at building it all back up. Let's just get a bit of grease cutter in there, with a WD-40. Get it all out of the corners. Looks good, yep. Just a little bit of residue in that corner, but that's nothing. Got it. Give your cogs a quick wipe. Job done. Right, just move that up. Right, so what we're going to do, didn't make it long enough. Just 10 parts to that, not 9. So everything now is in a box, and when it comes to rebuilding it, you just build it from that side to that. Yeah? When you're undoing it, you put it in 1, 2, 3 to 10, and then you go 10, 9, 8, 7, all the way to 1. Job's done. Right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get a cotton bud, and we're going to start, and we're going to put a bit of grease in. Everything on this side has been cleaned, so I put a bit of glue produce on that. This is pen grease. You don't need a lot of it. Just put a little bit here and there, just when you tighten your screws up, it'll spread. Put that on there, on there, on there. Right. Now, still missed the bit I wanted to do. Grease your tracks for your jack. Don't need a lot, just put a little bit on. That's it, just make sure it's nicely covered. Get your jack and put your jack back on the track, like that, yeah? Then you get your pinion gear. Yes, I did grease that. And you slide that on there. Then you get your yoke, put it in the groove in the pinion gear, and put it on the 2 pegs like that. That now is sat on the spline of your spool. Right? Then what you need to do, I think I've got it the right way around, it's a while since I've done it, but this, your gear drive, needs to go back on there. No, it doesn't. That needs to go on there, because that is the one with the squares on the back side, and that fits on there. Put a little bit of oil on it, grease on it. Let's get it in shot properly and you can see it. Just put a bit of grease on it. Then get your drive wheel, put that on. That's it, we're on. That now makes everything drive. When the outer casing's on and that peg was in that hole, that jack lifts everything up. Did you see that move? With the springs on it and the springs touch the outer case, when that comes back down, that goes back down again. But that's all it does. That lifts it up, knocks it out of gear, you can cast, you knock it back off, and you can wind in again. Right. So we just need a little bit of hot grease on that, and on that. Anything that moves, anything that slides against metal, grease it. So that now is brilliant. Right. So we'll put that there. Now we'll just give these washers a quick clean up. Just rub the old grease off. Get the metal ones first. They're the easiest ones to do. Right. Yeah. Then get your fibre washers and just give them a little wipe. Just take the old grease off. That'll be fine. No, yeah. Then that'll be the next one. Just keep rubbing it with that WD-40 salt rag and it'll get all the old grease off. And do that one. Right. That feels a bit thick with grease. Like I said before, these are HT100s. Most pen multipliers run on HT100s, so put that in there. Right, everything is looking good. Now we just need a little pot of grease. And all you do is just put a little dab each side. And just rub it in with your fingers. That now is that washer serviced. Get that one. A little blob of grease each side, 180 degrees from each other. Rub it in with your fingers. That now is that washer serviced. The last fibre washer, do exactly the same with it. These in turn will grease all them metal ones, so you don't really need to put any on that. Just make them so they're nice, well, not wet but damp with grease like that, so they shine. That one is now serviced. So, get all this crap off my hands. What we're going to do now is what I forgot when I had this in my hand last time, is we're going to grease not every tooth, but every so far round. Just put a little blob of grease. As you wind it up, that grease will spread round that cog. Yeah. Same with your pinion gear. Just put a little bit on, and as it goes round and round like that, it will spread the grease round. Right. Now then comes the interesting part. We took it to pieces, now you put it back. You get number 8, you put it in. You get number 7, you put that in. You get number 6, you put that in. You get your drive washer with the 2 lugs, and that marries up with them 2 grooves. You get your final fibre washer, you put that in. You get your steel washer with the squares on it, so it sits on them flanges. That's it. Then you get that one, and then your compression washer, because that sleeve then just fits on there. That, under that star drag, your handle goes on, the star drag sits in. As you tighten that up, that goes up and down and compresses your clutch. That's all that makes your clutch work. Once you've got the drag washers right, like I say, when you're out on the beach, you do your star drag up and that moves that way, and it moves that way and tightens it. Simple. Just run that in a bit more. Right. I just need the two springs. And then we'll have the anti-reverse bearing. Put that back in there. And then we'll put, nice one, fall straight through. Okay. We'll put that one back on there. Now with this, that peg has to fit in that hole. So I'll pull that up. Put it halfway. Right, and then put that on. Hold it down and then wiggle it. You've got to get it just right or it won't do it. Where's that spring though? Yeah, dear me. This is the fiddly bit. No, nearly dropped the camera. Right. That there now, that peg has to fit in that slot. And you've got to line it up just right. Otherwise, it won't go in. So what you're going to do, like I say, you've got to just wiggle. There you go. And it slots in. Be patient with it, don't try and force it, but if you get that jack about halfway and that about halfway, and then just wiggle it backwards and forwards, it will go in. Right. That's still not in, I don't think. Right, that appears to be in. It's a fiddly little job, that. Right, put that in there. Put that in there. That's your number 9. Tighten them two up. And that one. Get them all done up first and then we'll tighten them up. But don't over tighten them, because these are notorious for stripping the threads inside the plastic housing, and you don't want that, because they're an absolute twat to get rethreaded. So I'll put that in there. Off again. Right. Let's get that in there. That's nice and tight. Get that one in there. Fiddly little things these when you've got size 90 hands. You've got a 2BA screw and you've got size 90 thumbs trying to hold them like pork sausages. There you go. That's that one done. That's that one done. That's that one done. That's basically all you need. Right. Then put that back to halfway again. Get your metal ring. Push that. No. Get your metal ring. Feed it through there. And sit it in. Spot the mistake. Yep. I put the screws in before putting the ring on. You can guarantee you'll do it as well when you do it. Because everybody does. Just take that out and take that out. For a nasty minute there I thought there were 2 screws missing. And I'll just turn them up, and I'll put that in there and that in there. Now that's it. Try and keep it in shot. Right, anti-reverse bearing, that's already been greased. So we just need to slide that on. Like that. Job's a good one. So now you get your star drag and you put that back on. Everything fits in its own way. Hold the middle of the spindle while you tighten it on. What's up here now? Something not right there. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look. I'll put this back on here. And then we'll put that back on there. Where's the spanner? Now then, what's up here? Have I not put that back on right? We have something amiss. It all went fine up to putting that reverse bearing in. No. There's something amiss with that jack. The jack's not gone in right. So we need to investigate. This is the problem you have. Sometimes it goes in first time, sometimes it's a pig. This one, this time, is being a pig. All the other times I've done it, it's come straight in and straight out. Because I've actually got a proper camera now, and I'm doing it here, it's going to be a little twat. Not that out. Right, that there is what's being a little prick. That there, I push that down. That there, just lift that up a touch. Right. Did that go in? Did it how? Right, we're having a problem. Slide that halfway up. Slide that halfway up. That now should go in. Put the anti-reverse bearing in. Bugger. Put the anti-reverse bearing in. That should centre it. No, still hasn't done it. You little bugger. Right. You knobhead. I don't believe I've done that. I haven't got the clutch tightened down, that's why it's not spinning. Right. Okay, we'll try again. Just put that in. That's done in first time, look at that. That's what it should have done last time. Right. Just let me put that back on. The fun and joys of stripping a reel down. That's it. We're back to where we started now, just about. Get them two screws. I'm not going to put them all in this time until I find out if it's right or not. Tighten that one up. Tighten that one up. Right. want that on there because that pushes that gear sleeve down, and that needs to go on without being cross-threaded. There you go, to come on. Right, just a minute now. Got to get this to bite onto there. That's it. Tighten that all the way down. That's it. That's gone on better. Handle. Put that on there. And then we can put that on there. Come on. That's it. There you go. Slacken that off. That's on too tight. Yeah. There. Right. That is on far too tight. Smacking that off for your spindle to run in and out of. There you go. There you go, that's it. All we need to do now is just put these two screws in. It's a fiddly little job, but you take your time and a little bit of patience. First time I did it, I was dreading it. It was just an absolute joy to do. Like I did there, marked everything out on a piece of paper, put the first thing into the first box, the last thing into the last box, and then just reverse engineered it all straight back together again. It's a piece of piss. That's it. Right, so we'll put that cap lock on there. I'll put the cap screw holder in there. We'll get a little tiny pussy driver. And that, as they say, could do a little bit more tightening. I didn't tighten that right up. There you go. Right, now then. Puzzle driver. Try and keep it in shot for you. I keep forgetting about holding it up to the camera so you can see. But there you go. Cap screws in, the cap's on, the nut's on, the star drive's on. Right, that's the gear side done. all we're going to do is have a quick look in here, make sure there's no sand or any crap in there. It's basically easy to do. Just have a quick look. Come on, get in. That's it. Like I said, this is a non-mag, so there's no magnets throughout to clean, there's just a ratchet. Take your ring off. Oh. Take your ring off, take your outer casing off. Look at the sand on that. Can't get it off. That's it. Just grease in there, there's no sand in there. So what we'll do, that looks pretty okay, is we'll re-grease that, because that goes round the inside of there on that ratchet. Right, put that there. This bit, that's your ratchet, that clicks backwards and forwards on that star. There's a little star there, and that does your, just put some grease on it. Oh, there's a bearing there. Your grease coats and your oil bearings. There you go. Just work it in. Beautiful. Right. Now, put that back on. Give that a ring. A little bit of a polish and get all the crap out at the back of it. Put your ring back on, put your screws back in. Oh, where's that gone? Put your screws back in, and again. Come on, you awkward little get in. Yeah, dear. I'm going to get one of these on the floor, I just know I am. Nearly. Right on the edge. Oh, you bugger, get in. Taking a piss. That's one. That's two. And that is done. Well, you know, put a little bit of oil under that. and then we can work it in. It's the only thing when you're working from behind the camera, you've got your hands in front of it and you've got your workpiece, you're stood behind it and you've got your workpiece in front of it and you're trying to work with both hands around your camera. It's interesting. Right, let's have a look. We can and that, as I say, is that. Simple to follow. If you follow them instructions like well, just then I did it, I didn't know how to do it. So like I say, I did it like that. And I just do it all the time now, and I've never ever had a problem doing it. I can strip any reel down doing it that method. Okay, I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.